Morning, guys. We are 1 week from Atlantic City, King of the Table 13.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, what's going on here? Hey, Christmas presents?
A little early. The boy needs. I'm oil pulling right now.
Well,
Yeah.
very good, Mal. 1 week from King of the Table 13. Super heavyweight men's and women's world title will be decided. And the strongest humans on the planet, Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall. Long lineup of matches. It's going to be incredible weekend. Get your tickets. Links below. And I'll be there. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, hopefully, my upcoming match a little bit. I am going for my 4th crown. Right now, I have touched in East versus West. King of Table, the greatest leagues that arm wrestling has ever seen, brought the arm wrestling world together. We should all be so happy. Okay, first King of Table in North American soil, 1 week out. The last major international event, East versus West in Florida, was absolutely ludicrous. For everybody who was there, I think y'all can speak how awesome of a time that was. Arm wrestling is about to explode. I really believe that. All you kids out there, train hard. You are, I think, inheriting a much better and cooler sport than we had. On that note, I will speak a little bit more about my left-handed match, which I know is coming because I know that Artem Morozov's a champion. I know he is. I know Artem Morozov is a great champion, and I know that he will do the right thing. And he'll face me. I know he will. Nothing's set yet, but I'm positive, and I'm working towards that. Poor Artem Morozov. Poor Russia. Poor Eastern Europe. You know, you have to deal with incredibly poor decision-making and leadership from one of your champions, the great Denis Denis Chernobyl, one of our most influential, powerful arm wrestlers in the history of the sport. When it comes to the arm wrestling side of things, talk about Prime Denis 2018 and how great of a force he was, the impact that he had in the sport, immeasurable. Okay, Denis brought the strength in arm wrestling to a whole nother level. He was he raised the bar. Denis is a sinner. I don't like Denis. Denis Saplankov was given the legacy hammer. And I know a lot of people are like, Devon, why don't you shut up about the legacy hammer? Why don't you shut up about Denis? And I won't. And the reason why I won't is because I know how awesome it will be to touch it. Let me first say that East versus West and King of the Table have done things never before in the sport. And we have awards in East versus West, and some people are saying, why don't you just focus on East versus West? And I do. I'm proud to arm wrestle East versus West. I'm proud to be able to face the strongest in the world. It wasn't like this before. The arm wrestling world before was more fragmented. There was North America, there was East, and we wouldn't get together that frequently. Now, at least 8 times a year, the very best from all around the world are smashing heads. No league lasts forever. There will be a lineal champion that must be documented. Now, through this era, into the next era. Arm wrestling is a great sport. And 50 years from now, the list of names on that hammer, potentially switching through leagues. I hope East versus West and King of the Table remain. But potentially switching through leagues is an incredibly important piece for the sport of arm wrestling. Something that every athlete will want to touch. The right-handed legacy hammer, there's no problem. You know, it had its birth, it had its onset, shaky birth. A lot of people think it's a WL hammer. It's got nothing to do with the WL. That was the WL was its birthplace. Why? Because the WL was our first hope. WL was one of the biggest first sparks in arm wrestling. It gave us hope that you could be a professional arm wrestler. This is where it started. The Legacy Hammer changed hands at East versus West. First, the right-handed hammer changed at King of the Table. And then it changed at King of the Table again to Levon. And Levon has defended it flawlessly across many leagues. It is independent of league. It is not a league hammer. It is independent of league. The left-handed hammer was birthed in WAL. It was lost to Denis in the PAL. The value of these hammers as a young athlete, I challenge you. Do you want to touch the hammer that Denis Saplankov held? Do you want to touch the hammer that's passed through the hands of John Brzenk, myself, Michael Todd, Levon? Do you want to touch that hammer? I would think yes. A lot of people think that I'm doing this for myself for some reason. It's not really the case. I am upset that Denis is holding this hammer hostage, and I will continue to harass him until he does the right thing. The hammer was supposed to be Vitali's. He verbally said he was going to give the hammer to Vitali. Everybody thought that was a great idea. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. The hammer was then supposed to be given to Artem Morozov. That was at the last event, East versus West 15. I don't know whether that happened or not. Artem Morozov's supposed to have the hammer. I know that I'm not the best left-handed arm wrestler in the world. I really believe it's Vitaly Larratt. I will destroy Artem Morozov. I'll destroy him. Artem, you're a young kid. Unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of this debate. If it wasn't for this hammer issue, I probably wouldn't even be talking to you. I probably wouldn't even be on you about this match. I'm just so pissed at Denis that he's holding this thing and you stepped up to defend him. So now you have to face me, okay? I've got really no business. It should be between you and Vital or Alexander, whatever, but y'all woke me up, okay? And I'm super pissed. I'm super pissed that a guy that I held so high would take from the sport. So Denis, give up the hammer, dude. Kirill Sarychev, you're a cool guy. You're a good guy in strength. Make him do the right thing. And Denis, whenever you're ready, buddy, whenever you're not sick, okay? Because deep down, I do think you're a great guy. I do. When I came over and hugged you at East versus West 15, that's because in the end, I do love you, Denis. You don't answer my PMs, okay? This is very public. Russia, sort your fucking champion out. Sort him the fuck out, okay? Bring back Prime Denis 2018 so I can crack him one more time. Denis, you're front of the line anytime you want it. Left-handed, front of the line anytime you want it. Artem, accept the match. Accept the match. I expect to have the gauntlet, the ranking, the hammer, all on the line. Okay, when you're ready, I'll even pull you in Atlantic City if you want. I'm just about to train, but I'll pull you anytime. Anytime. Stay massive, everybody.